Shidduchim podcast.
What's going on? Lots to get to on this episode today. We have the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast crew back, reunited, inspired, and we are very thankful and grateful for being able to have a podcast studio to record in. First off, many things have happened. We want to send our prayers and deep concerns to the people of Meron. We want to send our deep concerns and prayers to Philos, to our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael, and all the people we hurt in New City.
Yep.
We want to send them our best as well. It didn't end good. So, today on our episode, we have Avery, what episode are we up to, actually?
We're up to 47, Tom Glavine.
We're up to number 47, soon to be my favorite president of the United States, 47, hopefully. I mean, it's not the other one.
You don't know what's coming, so don't
It's
just
not, I know it's not the other one, like if it's her, forget it then.
2024.
But we're looking at here, episode 47, which is how to take full advantage of being single. This podcast is going to be talking about the benefits and advantages, and let's for once kind of focus on the good, right? On the good of things. Avery's here, IJ... And that's about it. Rosie's here.
Excuse me.
Rosie, welcome. Woo! And Rosie.
That was very nice.
And
Thank
Avery.
you.
Yep, that's the date responses I usually get.
And IJ.
That's the date.
Still looking for his Bashara. Still looking for
On the
his
journey.
Bashara.
It's a journey.
Please let it be known that IJ is responsible for all those sound effects. So
Yes. That's fine. We can make that, well known. Anyway, we have a lot to get to, and we're going to be right back after our sponsors. And you can listen to it. Which is coming up. I'll just give you the summation. It's some creepy dude letting everything out on YouTube. He looks really weird, and no, that was really weird, yeah. Okay, anyway, we're going to be right back after this message.
We have to do the anchor ad.
Yeah. Oh, you got to do that. Oh, do it now. We'll cut it out.
We'll do it after.
amazing.
Yeah. Let's see, we wrote something. Oh, here, okay, perfect, okay.
Wait, by the way, you're recording or not recording?
No, not now.
Okay, so
there
I
you
heard who I'm backing up for. Doesn't she do a podcast or something else, Lisa? Doesn't she have somebody else that she records on?
Lisa Oliver?
Yeah.
I don't think she does a podcast for anyone.
She does. She posts all day on her status, doesn't it?
Oh, I have no idea.
Podcast,
Oh, yeah.
She's doing her no picture thing, right?
Yeah.
And then she's talking about her Shabbos thing. And then here is her podcast that she was doing. This podcast was in you do. Please hear us out, okay? She posted like 3 or 4 of them.
She wanted to come on with us.
We really need those. We really need those cranes. You're loud. You're, I think, mic 2. Does that make it lower?
Yeah.
Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am your wonderful host who has plenty to say and not a lot of time to say it. Briefly, I would like to welcome folks to another episode of the infamous and spectacular Shidduch Extravaganza. This is the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast, where we, the guys and gals, or the guys and gal in this situation, get together to passionately discuss the love, hate, and adornment we have for what is American Jewish dating in the 21st century. My co-hosts and contributors are Shidduch daters just like you, from various towns, from infamous places, backgrounds in the yeshivish, Orthodox, Haimish, and Modernish community, as well as Indonesian. That's our Trainsy. Now, without ado, let's get to the guys bashing the gals bashing the guys, and of all of us united together bashing the shadchans. Who loved that? Okay, so, yeah, you're like, what? Okay, so we have an episode here, how to take full advantage of your singleness. Enjoy it. There are so many ways. Avery, take it away. Tell the people.
Taking advantage of being single. This is something I just recently learned about, but it's been kind of cool. Like, I think a lot of us are sitting there struggling and saying, oh my God, I have to be in a relationship. Look at all the people in my shul. Look at all the people in my external world, my family, friends. This one's getting married. This one's going to have 3 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids. I'm sitting here like a couch potato. I'm not doing anything with my life. I'm single. What is going on, right? So the truth of the matter is, not only is it cool to be single, there's so many more opportunities that you can have now that you are single again, I know this, I'm coming back into it, we can begin to pursue our passions, our businesses, travel to places you couldn't travel because you would have had a wife nagging you, taking you places
Well, maybe
that you don't want to go to.
Maybe we could travel with your spouse.
Try traveling with a 9 month
mutually
pregnant lady who's sitting in your mother-in-law's house attacking you to pick up Chex Mix because she's pregnant and has cravings.
I'm really feeling
doing
all
that.
the love here, man.
Wow.
All the love.
I'm not saying it's
Rosie, what do you have to say about this?
So much and more.
This shyster.
I feel like, you know what? Let's finish your thought and then we can go
that's
into
that's my initial feeling on it. I'm saying
so you're saying like live your life to its fullest potential now as a single person and don't put your life on hold.
Don't allow the resentment and anger that you have and feel towards other people for, let's say you do, or insecurities that you have about not being in a relationship, not being married, not being with someone. Don't let that take over the fact that you have passions, you have interests, you have hobbies that you're choosing to put forth in your life, that you can take all that extra time that you're not in a relationship with someone to take advantage of and use that to your fullest extent of how much you can, go for it. I know for myself, I took a big career change path. I left my job. I'm like, okay, now I have time to work on some of the things, some of the projects that I have that I'm passionate about that I can put more time into and not have to worry about, the external pressures of yeshiva tuition, shidduch dating, crazy, mothers and mothers-in-law, vice versa.
Wow. I feel like it's the same malarkey every time with this guy. And you never mention me. That's why I'm bringing it up. You never go, it's been amazing with, our camera shut off. 1 second. I wonder why. If it was blowing off steam, just say, Avery, this is Avery blowing off steam.
No, we were talking about, again, what people who are single, how they figure out what their self-worth is. And just generally how people figure out their self-worth. Why being single, you can have an incredible amount of self-worth. And you should have an incredible amount of self-worth because you're worth it. You have a lot to offer.
I am. Thank you so much.
Not even though. There's no such thing as even though.
You weren't talking about me. I thought so.
But IJ,
why would I
think of this? Our community, they profess the idea of marriage and relationships are obeying. Remember. So
Avery, do tell me, when you're single and things aren't working out, and as most do, it spills over into other aspects of their lives. Can you get closer with God?
Can you get closer with God? Well, God is a relationship as well. And if you're not treating that relationship like you feel like it's in a proper place in your life, of course you should get closer with God. Rosie can also talk about this in a way because this is
let me hear how I can talk about this.
Yeah.
This God one.
God's a relationship.
I like how you're just giving it to me here.
No, you can talk about it.
God is exactly like any other relationship that you have. Yeah, so you need to work on it. Either you want to get closer, and if you don't, you can ignore it, just like you do with any other
Not
thing.
just that. Like, if you don't keep pushing it, if you don't keep pushing the relationship, you just get worse. You get less close. You lose your touch with God. It's the same thing like anything else, working out. If you don't keep doing it, you just get worse. If you don't keep working on your marriage relationship, if you're in your single life, if you don't work on your relationship with yourself and loving who you are, loving what you do, loving your passions, loving your dreams, loving your goals, loving who you are, so that by the time you enter a relationship, you're so in love with yourself that of course you could bring someone else into your life.
Or you too in love with yourself that you cannot bring anyone else into
Sometimes
your life.
that happens. Sometimes have you seen that before?
Yes. Have you never met anyone like that?
That who is too in love with themselves that they don't want to put them in their lives?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why they're single.
Exactly.
And it's it's an epidemic. It's an epidemic actually for a lot of the people in the community. A lot of girls, I think, in their mid-20s, upper 20s, who are like so in love with themselves that they don't even want to put anyone else in their purview of relationship.
No. I think you're wrong. I think that we just think we have a higher standing of ourselves than men do. So we do think we're better. It's not that we love ourselves more. It's just like you need to measure up to us. I don't think it's we love ourselves more.
What do you mean measure up to you?
Because as a female in the dating world, right? So we are actually single longer than men are because we start dating earlier.
Right.
So we're doing this longer, and then we're just tired of this garbage of guys figuring out who they are in their late 20s when we already did it in our early 20s. So again, it's just measure, like you're saying now, like go find yourself, which I think is awesome and it's great, but find yourself when you're younger. Please don't find yourself at the age of 30. Like it doesn't really do anything for us. So
Rosie,
that's what we're saying.
Find yourself when you're younger, but the nature of life and God and the way that, first of all, men and even girls to an extent, the way that we're created is that we are always a work in progress. Like nobody's, hopefully, I mean, some people think that they're at their complete selves at whatever point in time, but hopefully you think you're still always a work in progress. And guys, typically guys, I know myself, yeah, hell, I'm a work in progress. I have so much to work on. And the idea of getting into a relationship with someone is not, you're not getting into a perfect relationship. There's no concept of perfect in any relationship. Each side is going to have to work. And I know that women do feel that they are ahead of the game, ahead of the curve in many ways. And in many ways they are ahead of the curve. But at the same time, for each relationship to breed success, they both have to come to a middle ground of some sort and understanding that, you're perfect, your definition of perfect, your definition of who you are isn't going to be what's going to make this relationship great, because the relationship becomes a new person. It breeds a new life. And both of you have to put in the effort to making each other completed in a way that helps the relationship grow.
I never use the word perfection. I don't believe in perfection. If you believe in perfection, then you can't have a relationship with anyone. All I said was find yourself. And I meant it that way, where you're not waking up at 28 and saying, again, this is personal for me, but like, you know what I'm going to do now? I've been doing nothing for years. I've been just coasting from job to job. And this does play into, I needed to get a job so I can get married. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a career change at 28 or at 32 and be in school for the next 15 years because I didn't do this earlier. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this big epiphany of life where you're just like, ooh, I should do something else. Now, granted, it comes and this happens to people, but I just find it when I'm dating now, the more and more that these men are waking up later and they're finding their talents or their passions or whatever it is, but it's really late, and we are older. And when I want to get married, and I'll support you. But how long am I going to support you to find your dream job? You understand what I'm saying in that regard?
Yeah, I feel that. I understand what you're saying in that regard. You think that it seems to me that you feel that men should really have their acts together before they start dating. And a lot of times, in the case that you're going out with these type of guys, that they just all of a sudden have no idea what they're doing, but they are unhappy with where they're at in life and they decide to change. How often does that happen for you?
I find a lot of it.
Okay.
Listen, again, I totally change. We all change. We all evolve. Just like you said, I'm not the same person that I was when I started dating at the ripe old age of 18 and a half. It's not the case. And if I was the same, then it's a problem, because like we do evolve, we change for better or for worse, whatever it is. I'm just saying these midlife crises that you're having so young, it's a problem.
So what I would say, in order to question the midlife crisis, I don't question the midlife crisis that happens. Quarter life crisis, like people go through changes in their life and they realize they're on a destination that they don't want to head to, and they say, you know what, let me change. I don't question the shift. Now what I question is, why are you dating and going on shidduch dates while this stuff is all going on in your life? Why not just take a step back, relax, don't worry about the external pressures, don't worry about what your parents and your community thinks of you. Just take a step back and say, I have to find myself. I'm not ready to bring someone else in my life while I'm still searching for the person that I want to be, while I'm still unhappy with my career.
It's a great question.
Yeah. That's a question I ask myself, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if it's...
I don't know about you, but like, would you get from the people in your community, the shadchanim and everyone else, oh, he doesn't want to get married, and then to get out of that, namesake that you made for yourself of he doesn't want to get married is very, very difficult. So I think maybe that's why people are just continuing to date, even they're just like, this is the path I guess I have to take, and I don't want to be labeled as that because I can't get out of that box.
Right. Yeah, the box is what I'm questioning now in life. I'm questioning this box because what has the box done for people? It's limited them to this anxiety-based box where we have to say, I need to get this career, I need to go to this job, I need to find my way so that I can date, so I can get married, so I can be stuck in a marriage that I'm unhappy with, and in a career that I'm unhappy with in-laws and relationships with my parents that I'm not happy with. So why limit ourselves? And I'm not questioning shidduchim dating is fine. I don't have a problem with it, the resumes and everything like that, as long as you have an understanding of who you are and where it comes from, and it's not being your dating, your shidduch dating career is not coming from a place that is anxiety driven. That's the question I'm pondering now. And
So you're saying that box works for a lot of people, like probably 90% of the Jewish world when you get married young. The box works. But
it
now
works, yeah,
that
but
10%
it's still
is left.
but
what
where
are we
does
doing?
but where does that box come from? It comes from European anxiety that you're 18 years old, you're 19. Look, girls coming back from Israel, 19 years old, they're dating, they're making decisions for their lives that are based off people whose brains aren't even formed yet.
I know, but that's the
Based
beauty of
off
it.
their
Like two
parents'
babies get
anxiety.
married together and then they just like create
It's
this life
beautiful,
form.
but I've heard situations, especially recently, of very, very short marriages, very short engagements, and some real harm that was done. Short marriages with kids from people who just were too immature to be married and too immature for relationships. Why enter it?
Okay,
Why
but that
not find
happens all
yourselves?
over. You can't quantify it and say right now, oh, it's bad. It's not bad. It's just, it doesn't work for everyone, I think. And again, as the older you get, the more you question. But you question everything in life the older you get, right?
True.
Because we have more thoughts. And
True.
not even we have more thoughts, it's now our opinions matter. And people are starting to listen to us as if we know what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
and as you're single, we can decide, okay, this is what I want to see in my life, in my relationship. And now we have the time to like step back and say, I'm not making these anxiety-based decisions. I'm making them based off of what I want and their passions that I'm pursuing. I can pursue. I can, again, do what I want. I can create the relationship with God that I want, as opposed to feeling like you're stuck with somebody whose relationship with God is based off of
You're
theirs.
making
choosing.
choices.
I feel like I
Versus,
personally have that ability to make the choices.
right, versus like the blindfold leap of faith that we were doing.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit like that.
I hear.
Yeah. It's just taking time to reflect also as well. Like, what was I a couple of years ago? What were my thought process? What were the lessons that I learned about the type of people that I went out with? When I'm single, like I take the time to reflect on who it is that I was going out with, types of people, families, and say, does this really work? Did that really work? Did I really put myself, fully in that relationship? Why?
Or did I try to make it work and it really wasn't a fit?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. You're evolving as a person.
Yeah, no, it took a while. I know. It took a few years of the podcast. It took a lot of, IJ smoking cigars with me, but
We got somewhere.
we got somewhere. Definitely. He loves the cigars. But it took some reading Malker's magazine. That really changed. That was actually one of the turning
That's
points
a pivotal
of my life.
moment.
That first edition, the alcohol, the Scotch section, changing point of my life.
Look at that. Macher's magazine changing people's life one at a time.
I turned the page. It turned the page on me.
Damn.
Crazy. Now, another thing that is very cool about being single again, and
Do tell.
it's like being back in like 3rd grade or 4th grade. It's like you get to go back to the playground, play with kids, play with people. Like you get to meet new people, meet new friends. Not literally play with kids. That'd be creepy. That'd be weird. That would put you in prison. Don't do that. But you get to meet new people. You get to meet new friends. You're like, oh, cool. You're in my situation as well. Like you're single. Like I'm single. Let's hang out. Let's be buds. It's pretty fun. It's like, oh, wow. Like people have the same interests as me. I'm not stuck in relationship interests and with relationship people.
Interesting way to look at it, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I think it's pretty cool.
Where are you finding all these single people, though?
Events, base medrash.
What type of events are you going to?
Oh, we're making, first of all, for the people that are listening at home, people that are listening in the car and the radio, get your phones out. Look it up right now. Shit Up Podcast, Instagram. We're making a beautiful event, June 6th this year. Singles event. We did mention it. All right. It can't hurt to mention it again. Making a beautiful event, singles event. Come. I'm hosting. Going to be crazy, lit, as the kids say. It's going to be fire. We have a great pool, DJ, incredible food, incredible house.
Basically, it's going to be the party of the century.
Fun community. Yeah. But no, I've been going to a few events recently. I've gone to a few events, but I've had no interest.
Are you going
in dating.
to events looking for guys? Or
No, I'm
looking for
not.
girls?
I'm not dating. I'm just going to meet people, and it's been very cool. It's like coming out of my comfort zone. It's just like, okay, I'm going to meet people. Who cares about dating? So it's been pretty fun.
So you've been open.
Very open. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very open, because before, in my old self, I was just going into dates with this rigid, or going into events or going places thinking, I can't be friends with this person. They're not my type. I'm
There
only
was
here
an
for a
end goal
relationship.
here, and
Yes.
you had to meet it. Versus now, it's just being more open-minded. So Avery 2.0.
Yeah, kind of.
Look at that.
Avery 2.0.
Look at that.
Much more
Shiny and
open-minded. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, what else are we supposed to talk about?
Yeah,
Are you coming today, sir? Or are you just gonna?
apparently he's...
No.
Yeah,
No,
so
we're
it's
fine.
been...
I can continue talking. Hold on one second. Let me just go back to the list.
That's fine.
Oh, I have something to say.
Okay.
Just going back to you like making changes in your career and figuring out what you want to do. I do want to mention a very random story that happened to me many moons ago. Somebody once said something to me that like has been just it's resonated with me throughout my life, and it was the stupidest thing he could have ever told me, and he didn't. I don't think he realized what he said, and he didn't realize the impact that it had on me. But I was talking to a coworker, and I was like, "Oh, the thing that you're never allowed to talk about, how much money do you make, when did you get your last raise, and all those little things." And he turned to me and he's like, you should wait until you get engaged for a raise and then go ask them. And I remember looking at him and being like, that's the dumbest thing you could ever tell me. So I should work for free for the rest of my life? He's like, no, I didn't mean it in that way, but like then at least you have more of a leverage so they can give you more money. Fast forward to, I don't know, a million years later that I'm still working in this company. Like, imagine I listened to him. Imagine I, took this man's advice and be like, oh, I'm not a person until I get engaged, or I can't ask for more money, or I can't advance in my career because I'm not engaged. And again, people don't mean it, in a mean way. And he meant it sincerely, like, oh, you'll get more money if you're married, have a baby, or engaged. And it's just the most asinine comment someone could have ever made, but I think it's so important to take it and being like, absolutely not. We deserve what we deserve. You can make as much money as you want, or as much money as you're putting into yourself and into your job, and you should reap the benefits of it. Just because I'm single doesn't mean I can't make money, right? Just because I'm single doesn't mean I can have investments or buy a house or do anything that I want. It doesn't quantify me. It doesn't define me. So like you were saying, kind of live your best life. Do what's good for you.
Right. It goes back to self-worth. If you have a high value of yourself, you don't have to worry about your relationship creating that value. Your relationship doesn't create the value of who you are. You're being in a relationship. Just because you got engaged doesn't mean that somebody would get engaged. Doesn't mean that they have to use that as leverage. You can use your work as leverage. Who you are to get where you want to get into in life. Who needs this relationship?
What a concept of using your own self-worth to get you somewhere.
Yeah. In today's day and age, there's no such thing as that. There is no such thing as self-worth, thanks to our friends on the other side of the aisle. There is the only worth that we get is by taking from others, and a lot of times in our community, the worth that we get is from taking from our parents, what our parents give us, our parents' houses. There's expectations. I know I have a number of friends who come into life expecting their parents to give them a house, to give them their cars, and to never divest themselves from what goes on with their family. And I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. And some people, obviously, if you need the help, if you need the assistance, if you need the support, take it. I'm not saying that family shouldn't be there to support, but, people and individuals need to be able to stand on their own 2 feet and learn how to walk.
It's like, if you want to be treated like an adult, you got to act like an adult also. So I can't expect, like you said, handouts from everyone. Then no one's going to take you seriously. Take yourself seriously, and the world will see it like that.
Yeah, taking yourself seriously. It's, taking more responsibility for yourself, and not relying on someone. I wanted to get into a bit of like the idea and issue that happens in relationships where one spouse feels like they're relying on the other spouse. And this is definitely interesting because I've seen it a lot in a lot of communities, and mostly in like the Lakewood community where like the wife goes out and does all the work, gets the job and everything like that. And the guy is sitting and learning, right? How does his self-worth, how is that differentiated? Because one person is literally just taking off the other person in some ways.
But they don't see it like that. His job to him is to learn all day.
Right. So what would be the difference?
They both have very important jobs in that relationship, and they go into that knowing that his job is to sit and not make money and learn, and her job is to go out and support the family for as long as they can.
Right.
It's that relationship is built on those factors and them going in there knowing that this is their role in the relationship.
Do you think that creates resentment for these women, though?
No.
You don't think that women with like 8 kids working, like, dogs, making food for the kid, and the guys sitting and learning, you don't think there's a percentage of that community that goes through like, oh, maybe the guys should just get a job? Like, come on.
So then you talk to your spouse about it, but you're making a very broad
assumption
about a group of people that, how many people do you actually know for life that the husband is sitting and learning all day and the wife is working?
IJ is like the only one.
I'm back. Hey. Welcome.
IJ is like the only one I know.
Very long bathroom break, sir.
Yeah, we had some problems. There Avery goes. Avery, tell me, I left for 2 seconds. What was the point of the conversation? Aside from blowing off, if it was blowing off steam, just say, Avery, this is Avery blowing off steam.
No, we were talking about, again, what people who are single, how they figure out what their self-worth is. And just generally how people figure out their self-worth. Why being single, you can have an incredible amount of self-worth. And you should have a incredible amount of self-worth because you're worth it. You have a lot to offer.
I am. Thank you so much.
Not even though. There's no such thing as even though. It's
you weren't talking about me. I thought so.
But IJ,
why would
you think of this? Our community, they profess the idea of marriage and relationships are obeying. Remember,
and that's a good thing. That's a great thing.
Not a bad thing, but not everyone can handle it right away.
It's an amazing thing.
But those people that are not in it,
If no one would push the marriage concept, no one would get married. What would we have today? We would have people living with people. As one of my Rebbeim says, we'd be cats living with other cats because cats don't get married.
But not everyone.
At least that's what I know. My 3-year-old niece, she thinks cats gets married.
Not everyone's ready for that relationship. People need to find themselves sometimes before they get married.
Right. So I think that's a beautiful, that's phenomenally profound what you just said right there. What did you say, Avery? Say it again. I just forgot.
Again, not everyone's ready for the relationship.
Exactly.
Our BAM are pushing it.
And I think that's one of the biggest things.
Pushing it.
That's one of the major focuses about getting married, not being able to get married, and shidduch dating early because you're finding yourself. You're developing yourself. You're creating yourself. A lot of jargons there and mantras that, all these other shidduch podcasters, why you, whatever would say. I don't know, honestly.
Not as successful.
Never heard of
they're very meaningful. You should just know but they're not really meaningful because they don't really provide anything to the Ilam. Anyway, whatever. I'm working out in therapy, okay? Getting back to the topic here. Is that now, Avery, we can take you as an example. You're someone who's out of the crapshoot. Actually, right? Don't you look back and say, wow, I was in a crapshoot.
Yeah.
But if I asked you 6 months, you'd be like, nah, everything's okay. Nah. Oh, hey, can I talk about how's your relationship? Screw you, asshole. That's basically what I got from this guy. Right?
Yeah.
And Rosie, when you were dating that guy, Prince Charming, right?
Don't tell everyone about it.
Same situation there. Yeah, I think the biggest aspect of how to take full advantage of being single is literally to just push dating aside, not let it get to you, set up whatever you need to have set up to get it out of your mind, and just live your life as if the wedding date was set.
So how have you been doing that,
right?
IJ?
As is the wedding date was set. Now, how can you do that? It is very challenging. You need to stay away from certain triggers. This is why a lot of guys don't go to shul.
This is the reason why?
The women know. Oh, we have perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
We have a situation right here.
One of the reasons.
A guy goes to shul who's single. He gets jokes about his sexual orientation. He gets jokes made how he's what's that word? Celibate. He gets jokes about how celibate.
Celibate
celibate.
is something else.
I
we got
had
that
some
in,
on my hand the
in
other day.
7th grade. Syllabus.
He gets syllabus. he gets made fun. You know, and this is a serious discussion.
They talk
right
about
here.
such garbage.
Yes. Well, how would you know?
I wouldn't.
And I'm not pointing at you, Rosie. You know that you're just representing. You're representing. You don't go to school. You don't know what it's like there.
How do you
Just
know
like
how do you know what the
just
women's
like
section's
I-
like?
The women's session looks hot. I'll tell you that. Hot. It looks very good. I like to get me on that women's section. Actually,
We could switch places. You want about that?
not a problem. Then actually you'd solve two things here. You know, because I'd never be invited to shul again. Anyway, Avery, do I bring up some good points there?
No, that is a good point, RJ. There are a lot of, in our community, in the Frum community, there's a lot of, let's call them triggers, things, Yom Tif at home with the parents that make you feel like, oh no, like, well, I don't want to be at Yom Tif at home at this point in my life. So the key is, how do we get past that? How do we find things to keep us busy? One of the things we said before was pursuing passions, pursuing businesses, finding, traveling, going places. That's definitely one good one. Building a better relationship with God. That's definitely a good one. You know, deepening your faith, deepening who you are, understanding more about yourself. Maybe going to see someone, going to see a therapist, speaking to professionals, speaking to close friends, making new friends.
Ain't gonna happen here. I'll tell you that.
Not for you?
I'll tell you that right now. No.
Not for you, IJ?
Of course, no, it's good. I've actually, I've had some sessions with a lot of people. Sessions.
That's how, as a guy, I do it.
Sesh.
That's how, as a guy, I do it. But Rosie, maybe you could explain a little bit. Like, what do the girls do
Are the girls so rueful?
to keep themselves sane?
Rosie, you could talk now.
I know. I'm just trying to think. Of
Are they
what
so
girls are
Rosie-ful?
like.
Rosieful.
You don't know what girls are
I have
like?
no idea.
I don't
She
know
doesn't
what
want to
girls are
discuss
like.
it. She's not there yet.
I feel
She's
like
not
it's
there
just
yet.
Netflix and cheap, you know,
Cheap
Very
booze.
coffee
bad person
dates.
for this. I don't think
No,
so
not
much about
Netflix?
it.
It's okay because I'm here
What
to
is the
postulate.
Binge watch Pretty Little
I'm here to
Liars.
postulate. I'm here to do. It's okay.
Binge watch Vampire
I'm very
Diaries.
used to these words here. So, we talked about getting closer to God a little bit. Avery opened up with pursuing passions and taking time to reflect. Rosie, how about making new friends? What's it like for girls during their single years? Making it better. I take advantage of I take advantage of this by meeting friends. Now, I just spent Shabbos in New City. It was a delicacy, absolute delicacy. Shout out to Modest is the New Black. Shout out to Mo Safer, amazing car guru, and my little cute baby there, baby. Can we say the baby? All right, baby AY. I went into Shabbos not knowing anyone. I didn't even know you. I met there. I didn't know anybody.
Not me, by the way.
You weren't there. I just met this guy.
You knew me already.
And you know what? I came in with preconceived notions. I presupposed everybody. I was like, whoa. And I walked out loving every single guy there. They were my brother. Guys, try to go away for Shabbos wherever you can. I know it's tough. I know it's hard. Do the girls care? No, he has to go to shul and be, they don't care. But I care about you, and you can do it. All right, how about the ladies? Where are the ladies? Where are the ladies at on that topic?
You guys, it's just like the worst podcast for me because I don't meet new people and I hate people and I don't make new friends and I don't go away.
Okay, so
honestly,
go into that. Tell me more.
I mean, I think guys have an
Is it okay
easier-
for me to just say, "Oh, that's terrible"?
If that works for
Very
you, that's
eloquent.
fine,
It
obviously.
works for
just-
you. We love you for that, Rosie. You can do that. You can say
Yeah.
things like that. It's okay.
But I'm trying to represent people.
No, you tell them about yourself because
About
most of them are out there. Most of these chicks they're in their home. They're in the basement. They're
Upstairs.
They're
We're
in
never
their
in the basement.
schmatas.
We're never in the
They're
basement.
upstairs and they're in their schmatas and like they got a bucket of laundry over there and they're just eating chicken and beef jerky and they got the fudge open and they're just like.
This is why the two gentlemen I'm with are single at this table because they have absolutely no idea what they're talking
That's
about.
what girls and
I
while
don't
they're
know
getting
what
their nails
he's talking
done.
about either. So
Well, I hope you don't.
I have no idea.
That'd be pretty weird if you did. I mean, you sort of had a little, experience with that.
A little fling.
Anyway, I personally I don't go to places and meet new people because I'm just antisocial like that. But I do feel like, as a general note, that girls or women do have it a little harder, where just like they pick up and they go somewhere for Shabbos. I feel like you need more of a formal invite, and you need to know people who are there, and it needs to be like a set thing. Versus guys are like 20 minutes before, like, hey dude, let's go in a car and go to someone's house.
Oh, I love that.
chill.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's IJ from the Nobody Talks Shit podcast. I want to take a moment to tell you about Kosher Response. It's helping families each and every day that are in dire need of our continued help and support. Whether it's Shabbos, Yom Tov, or even a weekday meal, we can't do it without you. Food will be distributed by packages to people's homes who are in much dire need. Hundreds of families are helped, so please partner with Kosher Response by doing this mitzvah with them. This chesed, and for all information, you can go to their website, which is donorbox.org/kosher response, or you can go to kosherresponse.com. Again, Kosher Response, helping families in need and doing great things. All right, guys, we're back from episode 47. Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast here with Rosie, Avery, and Ozzy.
Avery.
Rosie and Avery.
Now's when you put the
we
crickets
do.
on, please.
So continuing into this discussion, all right, so how to take, Avery, tell me a little bit more. How do I take full
Take advantage. Okay, work out. Get in shape.
I think he's calling you
Singles hate
fat.
that.
I'm not saying it to
Singles
you
hate that.
personally. No.
That's like the worst thing you
don't
can
hate
say
that.
to a
Change your
single.
look. Realize
That's the worst thing
this
you can
look
say.
is not working.
Work out.
Change it.
No, happens to be just
Get
going
in
back
shape.
on that. Like, just because I'm single doesn't mean I have to be skinny as hell. You know,
I
like I
know.
don't need to be in the best shape of
I
my life.
put on some
It's
weight.
fine.
Look,
I
I'm a
also
big
have
guy.
a life. I'm doing other things after. Like, don't
Yeah,
think all
I
day I
don't
sit at
mind.
home and wait to do nothing.
Well, our community and the Italians listening to this can also understand. Like, we just have a very, very unhealthy
Because
diet.
we're so stressed out.
Yeah.
We're a Thursday night chilling, eating. We are eating at kiddishes. We are eating
Go on.
our wife's
Macher's magazine.
problems. We are eating our therapy out. Eating is our therapy.
Eating is the
Don't
therapy.
attribute that to therapy. We're
Six-
eating because we're
six
always
children.
It's because we need to make
$100,000
a day. That's why.
No, a lot of
$100,000 in yeshiva tuition.
Yeah.
Dead up the wazoo. Where do you think
Yeah.
all that stress goes to? It goes to your gut. It goes to your belly. That's what people do. This is what happens. IJ's with me. Now, where do the women put that stress? That's a big question.
We're just better at handling our stress anywhere.
Rosie, can you move like a little bit?
Well, I think they are the.
That way.
Do they
You're
cause
blocking
it? Do the women cause the stress?
I'm sorry, 1 second. He's looking in the mirror. I have to move so he can see himself.
That's okay.
No, the other way. No, you go the other way.
What's the other? You should use directions.
That's quite
Because
vain.
that one's dead. So we have that one on now.
Okay.
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 You good?
Yeah,
You're
Avery,
right.
Avery, pick it up where you were. I don't know what you were saying.
Yeah, no, the women cause that stress.
Oh.
No, don't. I
women-
would
the
think that
women
is a
cause that.
percentage of
Form
women.
today. You're
I
blaming
agree.
everybody.
I
here.
agree. The
With
women
me?
blame that.
I'm not
stress.
blaming it on them. I'm just saying it's
it's
a
the
natural
women's fault.
cause.
Oh, because you don't have any like inner turmoil. It's just us causing your
I have
turmoil.
plenty of turmoil.
So then
no,
why
and
are
I
you
take
saying
it
that
out
the
upon myself.
women are causing you stress? That you're
Not me.
stress eating?
Not me. People in the community. People in the community who eat out their problems and are not in shape and are in relationships and then like lose it. They feel like women are causing them the stress.
That's the only way
And
to really
children.
handle it, though. No, is it?
Women and children. I'm
Yeah.
glad you found someone.
Oh,
with
it's
the
Yeshiva
way-
tuition.
yeah.
I'm not saying
No.
me.
No,
me,
no,
Oh,
it's
and my
1 second.
rabbi.
Let's
Oh, it's everyone
clarify.
else's fault. It's not my fault.
The
Let's
rabbi.
clarify. Avery is not saying about him. He's just saying everybody else. It's the women and children's fault.
The people I know in the community.
Okay.
Yeah, women and
Put
children
that
off the
out there
boat
against
first.
Definitely
women
not my
and
fault.
children's fault. Got it.
That's what they blame.
They, not
Yeshiva
him.
tuition.
Yeah,
I've heard this
they,
firsthand.
Not him.
Look at the text.
Okay.
Look at the text. My wife, she made me eat a
Oh
full
my
Entenmann's
God.
donut cake. Look at the text. It's
So,
there.
Avery, what about this? Because as a professional social media analyst, aka creepy stalker, I notice a lot of young ladies, they find an arousal of interest, not in a sexual way, people, an arousal of interest in, posting on social media about their lives and their vacations, what they like to eat. Is that a good outlet to have? Is that really a way to, take full advantage of being single?
If you enjoy it, why not? What else should they be doing?
Well, maybe it's not good for them.
What are you doing that's better?
I'm watching them do it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
And how
to
does
do all
that
the work.
make? And how does that make you feel watching them?
Do you feel like you're part of their
Jealous?
lives? Do you feel like you know everything about them?
No, I feel like we're ready to get married.
Oh, okay. How about right before you propose, just come to me and I'll tell you how she's feeling. I'll mediate between the two of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Generally-
Steven, I've been watching you on Instagram for a long time.
I just started using Instagram more. We've been doing the lives recently.
Yeah.
It's been a fun outlet to connect with other people. So I think that people who are using Instagram stories, putting up their lives, putting up their pictures of their food, it's just a way to connect with other people when they're not, in a relationship that they just want to use to connect with people. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but
There's absolutely nothing wrong with
Instagram
that.
is
It's
such
a lot of fun.
long, another other story where you have you going on lives for 3 seconds and just posting something versus people cultivating these fake lives that they don't have and putting it on there. So that's just.
I think Avery has a big problem with that. I mean, he has a big problem with putting himself out there and making people believe he's this James Bond,
This guy.
007 agent.
That's the old Avery, the new Avery.
No, I don't know.
It's
That's
back with
no.
vengeance.
The old Avery.
The old Avery
Avery was like, who was that one you came on and you almost beat the crap out of?
Oh, we can't say
What was her name?
Yeah.
That was the old you.
Off
That
air.
was the old you. The new you's more
Yeah.
improved, I guess.
Episode 13. Let's put it that way.
But you put on some weight also. Connecting with more people who might have that match.
Right.
What does that mean?
Shotgun him.
That
Family.
match.
Yeah,
What's that match?
That's
Family
exactly what I
members.
want to do.
When you're single?
I've had no luck in Shidduchim, and I'm
I'm
just
not
gonna
saying-
run back to you people. Here I am.
You have time to make those phone calls to network, to research.
Yeah, but I also feel like sometimes you're
time.
like,
I have
oh,
no time. What are you talking
You
about?
have time?
He's busy.
You
working
have no
out
time
on
also. I
Instagram.
asked you to send my resume to what's her name? 3 days. It's already 3 weeks and you haven't sent it.
Yeah, she didn't
What
want
time do you have?
it. She didn't want it.
I do want to say
I
though,
just was covering up for you.
You know,
now you
enough-
know. On
enough-
air.
this
You know,
bromance
enough
is
with
getting out
you
of control,
protecting
people.
Avra, okay? Just
Avra.
give her to me.
Give her. She's a hottie.
She is.
He's talking about me in front of my face.
Oh.
No, Avra's is evil.
Evil twin sister.
Yeah, evil twin sister.
Yep.
Not letting your single.
Wait.
Yeah.
We're talking about matching and people, whatever.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
I
That's
do
what he
have. I
said.
do want to say that sometimes people are like, "Oh my God, you're single and she's single. You guys should be best friends."
Yeah,
no,
right, I know.
thank you. We have nothing to talk
Yeah.
about. We can't even talk about people that we dated because we're so opposites and we have nothing to talk about. So stop trying to match me also with single people.
Yeah, we that happens all the time, and yeah, I don't know how do people. I wish we had some callers, to tell us like, what do you do in that predicament?
Mm-hmm.
I get pedantic. It's depressing.
There's meds for that. So.
They just first it's like, oh, I'm at a Shabbos table with these people, Avdallah, and they're like, well, we have to say up the grill. Oh my God, what about Sprinter? You sent me Sprinter last episode. What about Yankee's daughter?
No, I'm not even
Yankee's
talking
daughter
about.
is 12 years old.
I'm talking about putting you with a new
Then they pick up a
friends.
dog. They actually pick up a dog. What about her? She's a girl.
Nobody
Hey,
wants
hey,
to
her.
touch your dog. Nobody wants to. That's
Oh
a
my
problem.
God. It's just like ridiculous.
No, but I'm talking about setting you up with another person. I'm talking setting you up with someone of the same gender to be friends with. It's like I don't want
Right.
to be friends with this person.
I hear.
I'm good. Shandy, we don't have to talk.
we don't have to be friends. I know. How can you get out of the waiting funk?
Waiting for what?
I would say, honestly,
Mashiach.
I'll tell all the people out there. I was in the waiting funk for many years. I solely dedicated my life to just being with that woman out there, just falling in love and
The Disney story.
buying the chassan's watch and buying the chala's as Ohad says, the chala, her ring. That's what they say in Belgium. We're not going to discuss Belgium, girls. Don't even get me started. And there you go. It's I had to liquidate the shidduch fund. I had to liquidate the ring fund, and I was able to move on. I was able to move forward. I think the best thing you can do to really truly live your own life to the most advantage, to the fullest, as they'd say, maximize it, is literally just start spending on yourself. I know they say, "Oh, you should save up." I don't think you should save up. I think you should release, let it go. If you're wealthy, which we have some people who are listening who are wealthy, rent something for 20 grand, for 10,000, for $5,000. Take single friends and go.
Wealthy doesn't even mean that. It just means like
if you have
buy
money,
the dinner.
If
that
you
you
have
want.
money, if you
you don't have.
no, if
it's
you
not
have a lot of money, do that.
Go get the manicure and the pedicure.
Exactly. If you're on a budget, if you're on a budget, right? If you're frugal, just go out for a steak dinner. Absolutely. Don't worry about that bank account dropping.
I agree.
Exactly.
Because I can tell you story after story of every single hairdresser out there that I've ever dated, and they married some poor slum from Brooklyn. And I don't know, they're on unemployment or welfare or the Avery special chesed fund, and they're getting by.
No, you want to be able to
by.
look back and say,
So
when I was
know?
single, you know what? I was single, but I had a good life. I went there.
Exactly. You
I
don't,
spent
you
that,
don't want to look and just
I
say,
did that.
wow, oh my gosh. People, guys, I do the podcast, I do some other businesses, and I spent on myself. I'm not ashamed to do it and just, worry about it and figure it out later. The rest will come. There you go. There it is. It's like, that's going to be like the clip we just sent everybody. All right, Avery, you're our host here today. What else are we doing? We have like 15 minutes of podcast material, so I don't know how you can plan to fill up the other 20.
Just a video of you trying to fix the video.
I know, right?
That's what I'm going to do. I videoed it the whole time. It's just you in the background. Aren't you in IT?
I am. That's why I was doing that. I am the audio engineer.
Waiting for live callers. Waiting for callers to save the episode. Is that what we do? What else we got? I always say I have another one.
I feel like we were talking for a long time already.
Yeah, we were talking for a while. We had like a 15-minute conversation.
That was here, I got the song right here. This is what we're gonna play right here.
Could also be a shorter episode, so.
Talk about more.
Oh baby, have you seen Avery tonight? Is he in the bedroom or is he in my room recording podcast? Oh, you seen Avery tonight? Oh, he's out walking on the beach.
Yeah.
Rosie is hanging on
Where's
his
my song?
So yeah, right.
Rosie's singing on her name.
Can she say how? Say what you want about me. All the boys and all the girls are loving to ask if you seek Amy. If you seek Amy. If you seek Amy. If you seek Avery.
This is fascinating.
I begin to if you seek Avery. If you seek Avery.
That's fine.
Podcast. That's the episode.
Of you trying to fix it and singing.
Yeah. You
That was the
recorded
episode
You
today.
just recorded that?
Yes. Okay, Avery, what are we doing now?
I think we're gonna call a
Lifeline?
doc for the episode.
Avery, step
Pause.
back.
It was great. And
He needs to get a
Ending.
better job.
for me, I can't get a better job. So yeah, we did the break. So let's not do that. But we got a lot of material in today, so I think we'll call it episode. Someone ditched half the episode. But it's okay.
It's okay.
I wanted
Important
you
people
two to
are
get
here.
to know each other.
Thank you.
We
It
did.
happens to be right
We
because
did.
I did miss you the whole last term.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you didn't show up, it was just like a dagger in my heart.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that was like Joe Biden during his campaign.
Uh-huh.
That was gone, and then all of a sudden he reappeared. Groundhog Day.
How many times did he cancel? And I was just like heartbroken.
Like 3 times.
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I can't.
He's like, Avery's coming. Like, yes. And
But
it's
he
like,
apologized.
Avery's not
Did he
coming.
apologize?
Oh, that wasn't my fault. That was special.
Don't care?
circumstances.
That was not.
Don't care. I was the one who was hurt by it.
Can we just say that you're taking responsibility now?
I take responsibility for everything in life.
What's somebody like you doing in a place like this? Do you come around, or did you bring all your friends? Nobody Talks Shit podcast. IJ, Avery, Rosie, Rose J, Ave J. Place like 1, 2, 3. Is this your jam?
I don't know these songs.
Never be the same if we ever meet again. Oh, much. I got set up with someone from Holy Shit.
And
the girls ghosted me for 3 days.
wow.
People are still coming to you because of that, or she put you on again?
What happened?
Okay, remember when we did it with her? She put both of us up, and then someone reached out to you from there. So I still got some creepy ass dude.
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
and then I was like, I can't do this. No, he's like, hey. I was
Holy
like,
shit,
no,
This
not
girl
doing
crazy.
this.
Look,
Not doing this.
the girl's on right now. She's on right now. You can see the green,
Video message her.
and she still
Wait,
hasn't answered.
This
Video
is the
her.
same one from last time?
No, this is like from
Another one?
This is like from a few days ago.
Oh, I don't know what you're doing. I'm like, I'm too old.
Hey, you know what?
can't use separate shit.
In Seinfeld, they didn't know Kramer's first
Wait.
name until season 6.
Kramer has the first name? What's the first name?
Yeah.
She liked
No,
Penny.
seriously.
You know
Yeah, she would.
Yes, I don't know your
that?
background.
After
I
her
don't know your
engagement ended,
stories.
she called my mom. Her mother called Penina and said, "Would you want to go back out with her?"
Because I'm not friends with you from 100 years ago, so I don't know who you actually dated if you don't. So do you have real beef with her or not?
Hi, hello. Is someone there?
Hello.
Oh wait, it's
Welcome
on my
to the
iPhone.
Shit Up Podcast.
Oh, it's on my Mac.
Hold on.
Hi, hello. Is someone there? Hello.
Welcome to the Shit Up Podcast.
Hello?
You're on live. What's your name?
This is Rachel and Tova. Stop.
Who is this? Rachel
And Tova.
Tova. Welcome to the
Hello,
episode
hello.
47.
Who's there?
We're talking singles living their best life. How you do it. How do you not do it? What do you guys have to say?
You're so
We should just
descriptive,
like
Avery.
freestyle or like.
Avery, you're so descriptive to these people. Wow, you gave them so much content to work with.
I did.
I was gonna say I feel like we missed a little bit, but we can roll with it. We can wing it.
That's okay.
Yeah, I feel like we've been living our single lives for a long time.
Not
It's
too
all
long,
good.
hopefully.
You said your name was
My
Rachel and
name's
Tova. Rachel and Tova, tell us what's the best thing? You know, you got millions of people listening to you right now. We have just a few moments here. What do you tell them? What is the best way to live their lives as singles?
I think it's good to have like a support group for it. Honestly, like friends who are also single, like just to have friends in the system too really helps. And everything, travel is awesome. Yeah, I feel like it's important to have almost like your own life, and I don't think that, from what I've heard, that really changes when you get married. That all of a sudden you like don't have your own life within your relationship either.
That's what
I think
unhappy married people tell you people. That's where that's from.
Yes, the bad
They've been married
relationships.
for a long time. I trust them.
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like obviously don't know from experience. I just feel like when you get married, you're still an individual within the relationship. As much as you're growing together and working on things together and building a life together,
Yeah.
communication is still really hard because you're still an individual. So I think it's really important to kind of like build up yourself and still have your own interests and hobbies, and your husband or your wife doesn't always have to do everything with you.
Mhm. What if you
That's
don't
why you
have
still
the
friends
same?
and stuff.
What if you don't have any interests or hobbies that are kind of similar, and you feel like you're stuck in this relationship? Like, what would you do?
Sounds pretty crummy, honestly.
It does. I know it's happened to. It's happened.
Sounds
to
like
some of
my
us.
marriage.
Yeah, definitely your husband or spouse is like your best friend, but at the same time, like you don't have every
should
single
watch us.
exact interest lined up to be exactly the same. That's why you still have friends. Like you're not going to start getting manicures with your husband. You could. It just feel like there's only a limit to how much you can do together before you become this like codependent, unhealthy relationship.
Agreed.
As well.
So, what are good relationship building things for couples or things for yourself that you could work on that in your personal single life you'll have that you will not have to worry about being codependent in your relationship?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes that can be a little toxic when everyone's doing everything together all the time. And if they're happy, like, cool, go for it. Like, if that's what you need in a relationship, that's fine as long as you're not hurting other people in the process. But yeah, I just can't imagine it being like an ideal situation. Yeah, like I'm not gonna start smoking cigars and going out for drinks all the time. Maybe occasionally, but
anytime,
it's not
hon.
be like
Anytime, hon, you want to go, I'm ready.
He has a cigar in his hand right now.
It's a little hard to hear you guys, a little fuzzy, just a heads up.
Oh, sorry.
So sorry for speaking off
We're going to
topic.
fire our producer for that.
Sound engineer.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. If you need me to lead the firing process, I'm very experienced.
Are you actually experienced?
No, I think you should keep it producer. It's a great podcast.
Oh, thanks.
Maybe give it some thought.
Appreciate the good vibes and the positivity.
Feedback.
Yeah, very good. Awesome. Who's your favorite character before you go?
Oh, stop it. Don't put them on the spot.
The show?
Yeah, who's your favorite character?
Don't put them on the spot. That's not fair.
I feel like this is a lose-lose.
You have to.
All have great,
that's what a bad parent does. That's the.
Can you let the lady talk? Yeah, who was it?
You said you're all amazing. You each add your own addition to the piece, and like, really, you guys are great.
You sound like you just came from a singles event and everyone said no to you.
Like we said, we're very experienced in dating at this point.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate your time, and thanks for being, caller number 17 on the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, are we famous? Yeah.
Caller number 18.
Thanks for calling.
Sei gesund. Calling out.
Okay, thank you guys for listening to a great episode. We're just getting to our closing right now, and we discussed a great deal of topics, and hopefully these topics really help you. I know it helped me a lot. Go through.
It didn't help me.
Well, you're unhelpable.
If only you would have been here to listen to what we were saying.
We tried 46 episodes of helping you, and now we're back. We're back at square one. But we tried. This episode's helped me a lot because it's helped me refocus on how to take advantage of my single life, help me figure out what my passions are again. Just reiterate the fact that once you're single doesn't mean that you're worth it. Just because you are involved in a shidduch system doesn't mean that you're constricted by the shidduch system. Doesn't mean that we have to compare ourselves to the other people out there who are married and not married. You are, again, just because this is the way that we can live our best single life by following some of these key steps that we went through earlier. Rosie, tell us about some of the things that you have taken from this episode, some of the steps that you've taken or are going to take that will help you feel like you're in your best single life.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not going to change my career right now. I'm not going to take that major
That
step.
you don't have to. If you're happy. You're
But
happy.
right, I think, you know what, it's not something major. I think that you could just look at one part of your life that you realize that you're maybe in a rut. You're like, why am I doing this? Am I doing this to make me happy, or am I doing this to make other people happy? And if that just one tiny little thing, whatever it is not making you happy, stop it and figure out something else to do instead.
Love that.
Amazing, but I think you're both very oblique. It's too vague here. I'm going to be a little bit more magnanimous. A lot more to offer here.
You say that, you better deliver.
I will deliver. And I'm taking off my shirt right now.
We will check.
I have an amazing
we'll check
shirt
on
you guys
Spotify
can't read
if
it.
we'll check on Spotify if the episode stopped
Shabbos
early
lives matter.
because you started talking or because it ended.
Yeah, it's one of the two. Oh, let me actually just move into the camera here. So,
Sorry, he's looking at himself again. Please.
absolutely. I think what was the topic again? I forgot. Revifying words, Avery. I'm so happy to be here, and I wish you and your team all the best.
Thank you.
That was it. And I told you it was going to be magnanimous.
Okay. All right. call it then.
All right, everyone. This has been another episode of the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast, episode 47. As you usually know, I end off happy face, smiley face, silly face. This is the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast.
It beats for you, so listen close. Hear my thoughts in every note.
Oh.
Make me your radio.
Yeah.
Turn me up when
DJ IJ. Not a DJ.
melody was meant for you. Sing along to my stereo.
Class heroes, baby. If I was just another dusty record on the shelf, would you blow me off and play me like
Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast. I'll be DJing at the event, right, Avery? I'll be the real DJ will be my assistant, backup dancer. Yep. Hey, it happened to Brittany and Kevin. You know, it could happen to me.
Cause holding grudges over love is ancient artifacts.
And I gonna stand.
And I sing it softly in your ear and grab your hands. Keep me stuck inside your head like your favorite tune.
Have a great day. We love you. Make me a radio. Be thankful when you're so close.
Is this mine that was selling?
All right.
Oh wow! The best news is we get to keep it like this.
What, the setup?
Yeah, we don't put it away. This is new. This is gonna stay here.
What do you usually have here?
This is what's gonna be here forever.
What do you have?
And when I have friends over, be like, "Oh, come! I want you to come. I want to talk to you about shidduchim." Like we have different perspectives.
So what I'm saying, you're taking up a corner of your bedroom. That was what before?
Oh, this is my roommate. My roommate is here.
Okay.
Two beds in here?
Great episode. I'm gonna eat something.
Ah, you were hungry. Did you, when I called you? Did you eat?
No.
You're unbelievable. You would have been 20 times better if you got your ass to the.
Hangry.
You weren't even here to hear
You
it!
gotta take care of yourself. No, that's not the point. He has to take
I ate
care
a
of
little
himself.
bit. I don't know.
You know, you gotta take care of yourself, man.
Famished.
Let's go. Where do you want to go?
Well,
Hey, Rosie, you want to come on us?
wanna go to streets?
Ah,
I'm
you
here
crazy?
every
I'm not
single
going to.
time.
Not streets. What about
Oh wait, we have to do the recording.
sushi? Oh, you're right.
Hey, we're doing it. Oh, here we are. Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast.
I'm going to add the mic, see what happens, see how this is. Audio, I am the principal audio engineer of the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast.
Oh gosh.
Behind the scenes.
You know I'm gonna call you Rosie. Like the second I call you Chevy,
Yeah, it's over.
it's over. It's done.